From small to big, how we achieve greater impact. The Global Environment Facility provides funds to help countries protect the global environment. But compared to how big the world's environmental problems are, the funds the GEF provides are very small. Luckily, the GEF doesn't work alone. The funding that the GEF provides is just part of the story. It works hand in hand with partners such as governments, the private sector, civil society, communities, and other partners, all of which have the bigger role of expanding and building on the projects the GEF has funded. Then, we start to see a larger impact on a global scale. Take climate change, for example. All over the world, carbon dioxide emissions are increasing. Life-threatening weather events like heat waves and flooding are affecting everyone. So what can we do about it? A solution? Light bulbs. Energy-efficient light bulbs, to be exact. Just replacing a single 60-watt incandescent bulb with a 9-watt LED reduces the required energy by 85%. That means lower carbon dioxide emissions. Now, one light bulb won't change the world, but what if we could change lots of light bulbs? What if every single person on the planet switched to LEDs? Challenging? Yes, but definitely not impossible. Here are several ways that GEF partners can make this happen. These can occur at the same time or in any order. One way to larger impact is for interventions originally supported by the GEF being continued by partners without GEF support, so they keep the positive environmental benefits going. Let's say the GEF works with the local government to introduce energy-efficient light bulbs in a city. To make sure everyone in the city knows how good these light bulbs are for the environment, an awareness-raising campaign is also started. The GEF project also helps formulate regulations to phase out the old kind of light bulbs so that light bulb companies will start selling the new kind. After a few years, the local government sees a large decrease in the city's energy use. So, even without GEF funding, they decide to fund a program to make sure the new light bulbs are used everywhere in the city, and they officially adopt the regulations that the GEF project helped to formulate. A second way, often called replication, is when a GEF intervention is copied elsewhere at a comparable scale. Say the local governments of 3 cities neighboring the original city in our example hear about what's happening and want to reduce their energy use too. They visit and learn how the first city did it. They also start to introduce the energy-efficient light bulbs, launch awareness-raising campaigns in their own cities, and implement regulations to ban the old kind, the same way the first city did it. A third way is when a GEF-supported initiative is implemented at a larger scale, expanded to include more political, administrative, economic, or ecological components. The national government hears how energy consumption has decreased dramatically in a part of the country where not just 1, but 4 cities have started to introduce energy-efficient light bulbs. It decides to do the same thing, but for the entire country. It also launches an awareness campaign, this time at the national level, and passes a law that reduces taxes for all private companies that sell energy-efficient light bulbs. To further reduce carbon emissions, the national government also puts more funds into building renewable energy power plants. A fourth way to achieve greater impact is for the information, lessons, or specific aspects of a GEF initiative to become part of partners' own initiatives. The success of the energy-efficient light bulb project in reducing energy use is now well known, and other partners decide to use some ideas and lessons from the project in their own environmental projects as well. Some civil society organizations design awareness-raising campaigns the same way the original GEF project did. Other donors decide to use the regulations the GEF project helped formulate in their projects in other countries around the world. A fifth way to make a larger impact is through market change, when economic demand and supply shift to more environment-friendly products and services. Because people are becoming aware of how good the energy-efficient light bulbs are for the environment, they keep buying more and more of these light bulbs from the stores. Private companies see that it is better for their business to invest in this kind of technology and start selling only the new kind of light bulbs. GEF projects contribute to change, but for larger impact to occur, GEF partners do a lot more. It's through all these ways, when interventions are continued by partners without GEF support, when they are copied at a comparable scale in other locations, when they are implemented at a larger scale, when lessons or specific aspects of a GEF initiative become part of partners' own initiatives, and when demand and supply shift to more environmentally friendly products, that GEF partners can move from light bulbs in a single city to light bulbs in countries all over the world. And when enough people use these energy-efficient light bulbs for long enough, the CO2 emissions will go down. Hopefully, all the devastating heat waves and floods will disappear too. Of course, energy-efficient light bulbs are just one example. The same kinds of action toward larger impact need to be taken for protected areas, water treatment plants, cleaner factories, and the many other initiatives that the GEF funds. Global environmental benefits may seem like a big goal, but with GEF funding and all partners working together, making the world a better place is not so hard to do. For more information on how the GEF is achieving impact, see the 5th Overall Performance Study at www.thegef.org/GEF/OPS5.